Hi, welcome back to Motech Performance. I'm Mike and behind the camera is Jay. And as you can see, we're not actually at Motech this week, we are somewhere very special. The reason we're here is to try and enter a new market. We're very well known for doing BMW cars, from the 1 Series, 3 Series, X cars, and of course the M cars. We still have our M2 as a demo. Now we actually teased a few vlogs ago, if you'd have seen it, we've brought a new demo, and this is it. Welcome to our 992 911.
It began as a vision. Sharpened by detail. Driven by passion. Now, witness what happens when Motech meets Porsche. The wait is over. This is just the beginning.
What you gonna do when you out, when you wig, you ain't really about that, don't talk about it. Really on the move, on the map, never smooth on the map, never smooth on the map, never smooth. Rap, 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 rap,
So, why did we go for a 992 over 901, 901.2, etc.? A number of different reasons. We believe this car is a nice upgrade from BMWs. We're seeing a lot of customers go from M2s, M4s, M3s into the Porsche market. Product placement, natural progression upwards. So we had to pick a 992. So the reason why this particular 992 was important to us is because it had some key features that we knew we could improve on. For example, ride height, wheels, exhausts. But first of all, like all Motech cars, we have to give them the care and protection they need. Being a black car, it had to go through the detailing bay.
Right, so we're in the bay, we've gone through the wash stage with Mike's Porsche and we're back inside to look around the paintwork and have a little look at exactly what we've got to deal with. Now, as you'll see behind me, we've got a lot of tape on the car and it has got quite a few issues with it, which we're going to rectify using detailing alone. Now, on the bonnet, we've got bird etchings. Down the side of the car, we've got some scratches. It has done 32,000 miles, so it has seen a bit of road life. We're also going to be changing out the rear PPF triangles, and we're going to try and rejuvenate those with some new, fresh ones. Now, going around the back of the car, there's also been a bit of paint, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Again, a lot of these cars that we do have, especially with being the brand that it is and the mileage that it is, you are going to expect a little bit of paint from the dealer before you get the car. Now, like I said, we're going to go around the car, fully correct the vehicle and make it show ready. So without further ado, have a little look round at the B-roll of the car, befores, and then we'll get straight into it. So behind me we have the finished article of the Porsche 992 Carrera S, and it looks amazing. It's gone from being quite swirly and quite damaged in certain areas to high gloss and a swirl-free finish. Now this car is, again, not in its final form. I believe we do have some parts coming onto the car soon, so stay tuned for that. But I'll run you through real quick what we've done to the car. So we've done a full correction on the vehicle. In some places there may be some defects still, but that means sanding. We just don't have time for that, unfortunately. We've gone around with Quicksilver Ultra, XOV5, and we've also done the interior, wheels, and glass as well. So without further ado, have a look around the car and let us know what you think.
So one of the briefs that we decided to go for at Motech was to give it this OEM vibe. We're known for doing that on BMWs, to give a car a look and feel and a style and a stance that it could be something from the manufacturer. But of course we didn't want it to look too much like a manufacturer. We didn't want the car to look like a GTS, a 911 Turbo or an ST or something like that. So it had to have a particular look. So one of the things that we obviously do is reach out for a number of different suppliers, see what's available, see if there's something that we already use that we can fit in existingly with it. Couldn't find anything. Then suddenly a company called Dissident Automotive popped up and they offered this particular kit for it. We had a conversation with the guys, we're now approved agent. They came across and helped us fit this kit and it is stunning.
Hey guys, Alex here from Dissident Automotive. We're here today with the guys from Motech to put our launch design carbon fibre kit onto their 992. Just wanted to introduce the kit to you. We do a fairly comprehensive package. We've got side sills, front lip, door triangles, diffuser, and our super popular ducktail for 992. So we manufacture all our parts in-house. It's all made here in the UK, over in sunny Peterborough. So the ethos behind our brand is quality. That's really at the core of it. All our parts directly replace the OEM parts. So when we put our sill on, we'll be taking the plastic Porsche part off and adding ours using exactly the same mounting points. So there's no cutting, no drilling, no bonding like you see on other parts. So again, we ship all our parts ready to fit. So it's straight onto the car and we're going to put this whole kit on here in minutes, not hours, not days. Super simple fitment, 100% reversible back to standard if it's ever needed.
Keeping with the OEM plus feel and vibe to the car, next thing to do is talk about suspension. Now when this car came up, it was a bit of a must that we had to have one of these because this car only has PASM, which is basically Porsche's wording for adaptive dampers. They offer two types, PASM and Sport PASM. Sport PASM is fundamentally lower than this. So when this car came up, it was a must for us because we can see the before and after drops, absolutely perfect. One thing I had to make sure that was done on the car is the ride wasn't upset. It was still comfortable, compliant and very usable, not too low. So I had to tick those things and I think it's done perfectly. We're gonna go back now and have a conversation with Ben and he'll give you all the ins and outs on why Eibach are perfect for this car.
Hi, Ben from Eibach here today at Motech Performance. Just wanted to talk a little bit about their 992 Carrera S. We supplied the Pro Kit for this project, obviously with our new wheels to show those off as well. On this particular one, the lowering on this is 20mm front and 10mm rear. And just to talk a little bit more about our product as well, Eibach have been in this business now for nearly 3/4 of a century, 75th anniversary next year. Tried and trusted by the likes of Porsche from the factory, Lamborghini, Maserati, you name it, we're pretty much on it, particularly on the BMW M cars as well, and the C63 model and GT AMG Mercedes too. Backed up with our 5-year warranty on our aftermarket range. What more can you ask for?
So sound, these things out of the factory sound okay. Again, one of the reasons why this car was important for us to get is it actually had the Porsche sports exhaust, which is basically a valved exhaust. Now, all the Porsche 992s run a valved exhaust. The programming basically means in the sports exhaust you can have a bit more. The sports exhaust is just okay. It's heavy, bulky, and doesn't really give you any tone. So we had the guys at Quicksilver up, they'll go through the ins and outs of it, and we also at the same time fitted a pair of K&N panel filters, and I can tell you, the intake noise and the exhaust are absolutely perfect. That's how the car should have always been.
Hey, I'm Ollie from Quicksilver Sound Architects, and we're here at Motech Performance for the fit up and sound test on their own 992 demonstrator. Now, this system packs a load of unique features into a really good bit of packaging. Let's go through the tech spec and let you know why this one's the one to go for. So one of the first questions that we often get asked by people is, do I need downpipes? Is an OPF back exhaust enough? On Mike's car here, we're doing the OPF back system, which is our most popular product for this car. So you retain all the emissions equipment. It's completely street legal compliant in UK, Europe, California, places like that. So everything emissions-wise is the way Porsche intended. Similarly, speaking of the way that Porsche intended, we carry over the original valve control. Now, we do that with these very special SBS 5-pin valves on the back there. These are unique to this exhaust and this exhaust only. And I must say, they're incredibly sensitive little things. So these are detecting percentage of valve open and shut, which is so measured as a percentage, and they're constantly feeding back to the ECU, and these are precise by 0.5 of a millimeter of rotation. So if you don't get the calibration or the machining right on these, you're in a whole world of pain. So we work with Helical in Lytham to develop these valves, and we were some of the first people to put them into a 992 exhaust. So one of the things, again, that we're really keen to emphasize is that every single bit of this exhaust is made in England. The valves are cast and machined in Lytham St Anne's. The titanium skins for the silencers are hand rolled up in Nottingham, and then we assemble and bend all the pipe work, design, development is all done at our facility down in Devon. So every part of this exhaust comes from within the UK, which is kind of cool. So one of the other questions that we get is about valve control. Obviously, we've mentioned that it hooks up to the Porsche factory valve control, so everything works the way that's expected. If you have Sport Chrono, you can switch it using the standard Sport Plus mode. If you don't have Sport Chrono, then the Sport menu is available within the dash, and your valves are bound to that functionality. So everything is sort of homogenized and feels synced up with the car, which is nice. So again, on an OPF back exhaust, the car spends a lot of time with its valve shut, and this is one of the issues that we navigate with these what's called fully proportional valves, where they're opening and shutting as a percentage. So if I flip it so you can see the rear of it, these butterflies here are constantly opening and shutting, moving as a percentage. So what you'll find is that you put the car into sport mode, you assume that the car has its valve open all the time, but in reality it may be open to 30%, 20%, 60%, back to 30%. It's blending away and chipping away at base frequencies to attenuate them, to minimize drone in the cabin. So it's important that function is retained, but equally you don't want to lose too much in raw volume. So again, this is technically a completely unsilenced exhaust. There's nothing inside the box other than your X pipe, and the gases are blended through smaller and larger bore unsilenced passes. So you can chip away at base at 80 Hertz, that's the drone zone on a 6-cylinder engine where you don't want it, but yet when you do, it's filling this big 76mm bore section of pipe to allow the full sound through. So again, we try to make the smoothest transition possible between valve open and valve shut.
last bit of the puzzle is the wheels. Our favourite part, my favourite part, the thing that absolutely changes the way the car looks, sits, handles, and just completes it. This is perfect. So this is the M-W4 wheel. So it's an 8.5 20 front and 11.5 21 rear. Now, what's also important about this is we can just use your original tyre setup. So we can just do a tyre swap them all over. We'll go into a bit more detail on that, so we'll see myself back at the unit and we'll go all over that information. But let me know what you think of the M-W4s finished in the Neodyme paint finish against the black. So our M-W4 wheel is fully forged. What that basically means is it's milled out of a single billet aluminium that's been forged into strength, making it lighter. We do that for a number of reasons. We have stock of the wheel and we can basically paint what's needed. Actually, should I say powder coated. So you want a gloss black, satin black or neodyme, or over here on the right hand side, actually these are leaving us for a 911 turbo. These are in the gloss polish finish, which is a stunning finish. It's like this real high liquid finish. It just gives us flexibility. By having flexibility means we can just pick and choose offsets. So our wheels on our car are designed to be the same as a 7mm front and a 12mm rear spacer. So you have the original wheels and you want to space them out, that's what it would look like with our wheels. And then we sort of said you can do a tyre and TPMS swap. One of the other things we do here on the Porsche wheels, it runs a slightly larger centre cap. So if you do want to run it with our logo in, you can just pop it out and put your original cap in. But for us, it has to be our logo. So we're still in the studio and Alex actually filmed some behind the scenes for a separate vlog you'll see very soon. Alex, obviously you're in sales, you speak to a lot of customers, you are knowing what customers' journeys are they staying in BMW? I seem to move to Porsche, Audi, Mercedes, what's going on? And obviously, do you think this will go down well in the Porsche community and of course in the BMW community? What do you think our customers will think?
Yeah, it's really nice that we can integrate a lot of the parts that we see with BMW, especially obviously wheels, which is a main focus of ours, onto the Porsche side of things. I think the Audi R8 that we had previous looked amazing, sounded amazing, but I think it's a tough market in Audi R8, bridging between that supercar and regular car gap. Whereas with Porsche, you see enough of them that we can integrate so many things that we do day to day across the M car range onto Porsches without it being too far out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not trying to be a GT3 RS, it's not trying to be a turbo, although it is turbocharged. It's trying to just be a very OEM plus vibe, bit unique, just a bit more sort of tailored to what we see from our customers. They're after something a bit different. Wheel choice, colour choice, carbon, how would you have done it?
I think we did well on the wheels. Naturally, with Neodyme being a Porsche finish, it was quite apparent that we should have gone for that finish. Against the black as well, it looks awesome, really, really nice. Carbon-wise, Dissident have smashed it. Like you say, we had such a hard time figuring out what we were going to do with the car. There were a couple of options like Maxton and stuff, but nothing that was quite special enough and out there enough to warrant putting on this awesome car. And Dissident came up with this awesome kit.
When you start looking for body kits for 992s, there's a lot of GT3 style front bumpers and bonnets and wings and ducktails and stuff, and because this is a non-aero pack car, this car was quite standard to start with. This kit is absolutely perfect. It just, and the fitment is unreal. Like we fit a lot of carbon, we fit a lot of performance parts, we fit a lot of Maxton, we fit a lot of AC Schnitzer parts of course as well, and this is up there, top tier stuff, really, really impressive.
I think the ducktail spoiler has to be the best bit of the kit though.
Oh yeah, one thing we haven't mentioned, they come with two stencils, so we've used the top stencil here to show the fact it's carbon fibre, but they actually have a bottom stencil as well, so if you had a crayon colour car, you could have the whole thing completely painted on top and underneath just showing that tiny bit of carbon. But
yeah, because the whole thing comes through as almost raw carbon fibre, doesn't it? And then it's up to you whether you lacquer the complete piece, use their provided templates. Like we didn't even really use their template as they suggest.
We followed it across, didn't we?
Yeah, we used the lines obviously coming down the car, didn't we? It was definitely a nice modification and obviously paired up with the exhaust as well. It's not a huge visual impact with this exhaust, but it sounds so much better.
Amazing. The exhaust is like we sort of said before, how this should sound. It's just finishing it off. It's just complete. I am smitten by it, over the moon, and probably going to let you drive it back in a bit.
Woohoo.
There we go.
Forward to that bit.
Let us know what you think. Obviously, this is something completely new for us. One, getting in the studio. Two, trying to do something different along with carrying on with the BMW stuff, please let us know down below if you like it. And any more information you want to know on the 992, please get in contact. Thanks for watching.